Hi. I have this song in my head. It's been in my head it's kind of on and off for a couple days, but actually a couple weeks, I think. It's from the movie Pocahontas, the Disney animated Pocahontas, and it's the Just Around the River Bend. And I don't remember all the lyrics or even hardly any of it. Just the part that's been coming to me is just around the river bend, waiting just around the river bend. And then like she's like, should I marry, she has this path to choose, right? Like the fork in the road, or the fork in the river, where one is a steady flow like the beating drum, and the other is a windy, more tumultuous, whitewater rapid kind of path, right? And she's like, do I choose this and marry Kocoum, or do I go on the other more adventurous path, right? And so that image and the song has been coming to me, and then like later in the song it's like she sings, is all my dreaming at an end, or do you still wait for me, dream giver, just around the river bend? Okay, so I had to re-sing that because I don't know, I was all over the place, but I think I still am. But anyway, what I'm getting from that message is like, we do usually have more than one path. We have more than one path that we can choose at any given time. There may be more than two paths, and Pocahontas's dilemma, or not dilemma, but where she's at that crossroads, where she's at that river bend, where she can't see ahead. She's trying to choose between the safe and the expected path, and then the whitewater river rapids, more exciting, adventurous experience of her life. She's trying to choose which one is best for her in that moment, and she's having a hard time. And she even has a little bit of fear that if she chooses the safe path, and what's expected of her, that she's somehow going to lose the dreams that she has, that those dreams will never happen, that what her soul wishes and dreams for is going to come to an end, and that it won't be possible for her in her future. And what I want to say about that is, and this is what I've been learning from, my experience, and also looking back on my life, and I have in the last year, as I've done reflection back on my life, I have felt like that, like Pocahontas, and like looking back, and going, oh my gosh, did the life I chose, the path in that river that I chose, was that path the right one, right? And did it lead me to a place where I can know I can never experience my deepest desires and dreams in this life? And I reflected on that, and did I take the safe, steady beating drum path of life, or could I have had a more adventurous experience throughout my life up to this point? I probably could have. But was my choice, the path that I chose, did it somehow limit me in my experience here on this earth, that I will, because I chose that I'll never be able to experience my dreams? Kind of like Pocahontas was worried about, if I take the path that is like the expected path, and are all my dreams coming to an end? Am I never going to experience what I want to experience? And because you don't know either way when you're making those choices. You don't know either way what the outcomes will be, right? You don't know what's around the river bend. You can't see that, right? Until you're coming up on it, okay? And so the realization that I have come to as I have reflected on all of this, and as I've reflected on my life, and as I have come to other branches out, streams and things, branches, forks in the river, where I've had to choose again. I've realized that no matter what my choice is, what's meant for me, my dreams, that I have for myself, that my soul has for myself, those are going to happen. No matter which path I choose, I'm on the path that I need to be on to experience the things I need to experience. And that those are just going to enhance my understanding, and that that the dream giver still waits for me around the riverbed. That those things are not going, the things that I dream about are not going to pass me up just because I chose that path on the river instead of the other path on the river. Those, I'm going to get, and I'm going to get to experience the things that I'm dreaming of, that I'm meant to experience. They're not going to pass me by. And so I can trust in the dream giver, trust in the universe that everything is working out for me, and that the path that I'm on is the right path. And that can be very healing, and that can also be very comforting to know that, and to be like the river, and to let things flow, and let yourself, let yourself flow along whatever river you chose to be on. And there are times when that river will be pretty rough to travel on, and then there's times when it will be very calm waters. But that's the nature of living and having this physical human experience, right? It's hard to see the beauty in anything without the contrast. So we need that contrast every once in a while. Okay. So those are the messages. That's the message that I had. It's never too late. That's the other thing. It's never too late. It's never too late to step into the truth, your truth of who you are and who you're meant to be. It's never too late for that. So, and what's meant for you, you will experience it. So just trust that. And I am going to pull a card. Maybe I might just do one, I don't know. From the Sisters of the Sea, Healing Magics from the Mermaids. Okay, I'm gonna pull a card from that. So I don't know, it's really interesting because it came out here earlier, and it was when I came out here it was pretty warm. I think there must be some cloud cover right now because the temperature has changed. It's a little cooler than it was, which is really nice. Because I don't do so well with the heat. Okay. Oh my gosh. I've gotten this card before in one of my videos, but this is about connection and about dancing together, about unity, about unity and coming together. And this could be unity within yourself, coming into balance in your energies, your masculine and your feminine energy within yourself, and letting those dance together harmoniously, so that you can feel peace. And then and also as you interact with other people, how they're looking at each other, right? And they're really nurturing and loving each other. And the dragon is very different from the mermaid, right? They're not even the same species. Yet, look how they interact with one another. They're really seeing each other for who they are and loving and accepting each other exactly as they are. That's what I'm seeing. And, allowing each other to be themselves and to choose whatever is true for them. That's connection. We're not meant to be completely by ourselves all the time. There are times when we do need to have a step back and to gather ourselves, gather our energy, and to realign ourselves with our truth. But then we are meant to get back out in life, back and connect with one another, and to love and serve and nurture one another. So let me see if there's one more. But yeah, that card came up in another reading that I had done before, and it was talking about dancing together harmoniously. We each dance in our own way, but then we can dance together. We can all dance a different dance, our unique individual dances, but then dance together at the same time and in harmony. Okay, this one is perspective. Okay, and yeah, it looks like I don't know, she looks like she's just chilling, right? She's just chilling, and she's like I said, take a step back and gather yourself and see, like when you paint a picture, you have to like step back because you're like up close to it, and you can't see you can't experience the painting in the way, you gotta step back to get a different perspective, and to kind of get it in its wholeness. And I think life is like that too, where you can be too close to something, and your perspective is challenged, and maybe cloudy because you're too close to something, and you need to take a step back so that you can kind of see things bigger, get the eagle eye or the mountaintop view of your life. And yeah, I think perspective, everything is about perspective. Everything is, because we see things differently according to where we are positioned. If we're up high, if we're down low, if we're up close, if we're far away, if we're seeing out of our peripheral vision, or if we're using both of our eyes, or if we're using a telescope, right, or a microscope. Everything looks different depending on how you're looking at it, and from what perspective. So yeah, so maybe think about if there's something that you're looking at in your life, and how is it that you could view it differently? How can you gain a different perspective, maybe even multiple different perspectives? How can you do that? And I think one way you can do that is by what we do naturally, where we engage with other people, and because they are different from us, they do offer us their perspective. And the more different perspectives that you can get, the more your vision can improve, right? Like you can now see things in a way that you never could see them before, just because you looked at it differently than what you knew how to look. I hope that's making sense. So I do want to read this one and see what the book says. And this is a 45. So 4 and 5 becomes a 9. And that is hold on, sorry, looking for a 9 is like something's coming to an end, there's a completion, and things are changing, okay, changing your perspective. So a 9, something's changing and ending, and maybe you need a new perspective on something in your life. Okay, so let's see what this says. I've never gotten this card before, so let's see what this says. Where you are changes what you see. That's what I was trying to say, right? How you feel changes what you experience. Who you love changes that which you align with. Yes. What you have known impacts what you believe. Also true. The mermaids understand that all we perceive is comprehended through the lens of who we are, what we have been, and who we have loved. So they sing to you now of having perspective. Be sure to swim around whatever issue it is that you are having such strong feelings about. Be sure you are seeing it in greater fullness. It is simple to stay where you are and believe it is the only way to understand the world and the worlds between the worlds. You will never know any truth until you experience it from a different place. So be willing to move, to swim, as the mermaids do, around the place or person or friend or creature they wish to understand, and gain a different perspective. It will open a whole new world to you, one filled with a sense of discovery. You must pause, gain perspective, recalibrate the feelings and the flow within you, and see with the eyes of the ocean, deeply, fully, with the ebb and flow and mutability that means you can finally truly see. So maybe reflect on what it is that you're not seeing. And like I was saying, maybe reposition yourself in your life so that you look at something from all sides, and you turn around and really allow yourself to see, and not from the same position or vantage point that you always have, but maybe get all around it, like the cards was saying, get all around it, and also look through the lens of someone else's perspective. Do that as much as you can, and your own perspective will be enhanced. Yeah, anyway, I think that's all I have for today. You can see my face is getting warm, it's getting red, and I need to probably go in and but one thing I do want you to see, I do want you, the one perspective I really, really do hope that you see is when you look in the mirror, whenever you look in the mirror, or when you look at a picture of yourself, I hope that you will see how beautiful you are and how loved you are. And I just hope that you feel that. I hope that you feel that love for yourself. And Hope you have a good day. Bye.